every time I think of the world today, I think of the uprising unveiling affirmed that the play is the tragedy man. All the world is but a stage, and it is becoming a tragedy, and its tragedy is the play man. You must begin to look at things differently because nothing will be as it appears. Every dirty trick is being used. They will play off your concerns and fears and inadvertently co-opt your support. This is why I say question everything. Do your own homework. Because people do want to fundamentally change your country and your life, and they are counting on the fact that you will not do your own homework, that you will live in your own little safety bubble. I want to tell you about the play that happened yesterday. Did anybody watch it? Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. The Facebook whistleblower. Here she is in her opening statement. Listen.
I'm here today because I believe Facebook's products harm children, stoke division, and weaken our democracy. The company's leadership knows how to make Facebook and Instagram safer, but won't make the necessary changes because they have put their astronomical profits before people. Congressional action is needed. They won't solve this crisis without your help.
This is fantastic,
Yesterday,
right?
we saw Facebook get taken off the internet. I don't know why I went down, but I know that for more than 5 hours, Facebook wasn't used to deepen divides, destabilize democracies, and make young girls and women feel bad about their bodies.
Wow. So now I'm watching this, and if you're a person that doesn't question deeply, you're like, wow, she's on our side. It sounds bad, sounds horrifying. I have no doubt there were people on the right standing up yesterday saying, you see, this is what we've been talking about. As we move the scenery to and fro. Did you notice the juxtaposition of what she just said? Facebook, a business that harms children, stokes division, and weakens democracy. Also provides safe features like letting family members share pictures with their kids. Okay, all right. So reading between the lines, well, here's what we have. Some speech is good, some speech is bad. But how does that jive with free speech? And that is right there why conservatives took issue with Facebook and other social media platforms in the first place. It was obvious that right-of-center views were being stifled. President Trump is still deplatformed. Proud Boys deplatformed. Nation of Islam, Antifa, the friggin' Ayatollah of Iran, they're not deplatformed. I say let all of them speak. And let's have a real battle of ideas. And let the best ideas win. As long as no one's threatening bodily harm to anyone or their property, it's free game. But rules aren't consistent. And it's all too painfully obvious. So we spoke out. But, oh, surprisingly, we're not alone. The left went with us on this one. Our arguments were different. When it comes to censorship, they were concerned about all the things those right-wing extremists are saying that are sowing division. For some reason, in the heat of the moment, it didn't matter. Right and left joined forces in the attack on big tech. And yes, this goes way beyond Facebook. This goes way beyond, as she said, left and right voters and talking heads. The mainstream media joined the chorus yesterday. Let me ask you something. Do you think maybe the media might have some ulterior motives in the push to censor big tech? In seeing that 86% of the country now says they get their news from a phone or a tablet? Much of that directly from social media platforms? Do you think legacy media is a little frightened? Well, if you think they're a little frightened, you're wrong. They're terrified. I'm sure they'd all join in with this whistleblower when she said congressional action is needed. But let's analyze that for a second. In the name of stopping division and saving our democracy, they're completely blowing past the conservative worry of censorship by calling for more censorship. Sowing division, harming children, destroying democracy. These are all the excuses. But the real target here is a government takeover from big tech. Watch how this progresses. Regulation will be soon the only solution anyone can come up with. Forget the fact that government intervention is what started all of this. If the government wouldn't have stepped in and gave immunity to these companies, none of this would have happened. But now the solution is to get the government more involved. That's pouring gasoline on someone who is on fire and telling them that you're putting them out. The government is never the answer. The government is the problem. Tell companies like Facebook that they're now open to litigation. Let them figure it out on their own. But no, that's not an option. Washington has to step in and save us like the idiot children that we are. We're incapable of doing our own homework and asking deep questions. Oh my gosh, you need to be saved. No, you don't. How long will we allow the First Amendment, along with all the rest of them, to be gutted? How many more private industries will we allow the government to step in and take over? Did you hear that they want the federal government, the Postal Service, to now be a bank? Did the people of Venezuela think that they would be where they are now? Little by little, the government began to step in and take business after business. Do you think that they all thought at the time, oh, we're going to be starving and eating our own dogs? No, it can never happen here. It won't get that bad. This is where we are. Government needs to step back, not stand up. Stay out of our business. And if we run our businesses badly, do something stupid, piss off our customers, then we're accountable to both the people buying our products or, in extreme cases, the law. That's free enterprise. That's what the nation was founded upon. That is what we are trying to conserve as conservatives. I have a feeling that Silicon Valley will fix their issues when they suddenly find themselves without any protection from the federal government. I think they got the brain power and the money to figure that out, don't you? They don't need the government coming in with their red cape to save the day. They want that. But all the world is a stage. Go back to when I mentioned that the left suddenly became an unlikely ally here. All of a sudden, we start seeing the entertainment industry attacking social media. A slick documentary called The Social Dilemma appears on Netflix. 99% of that film hit home. It shows how platforms like Facebook and Instagram reel our kids in and get them addicted. It shows how they construct a digital profile of their users and target them with content that makes it near impossible to put things down. I immediately thought of my own kids. I had them watch all of it. But then in the final 10 minutes, it happened. If you saw, did you notice every single one of the experts suggested the solution? More government intervention, more regulation. There was not one mention of the government rescinding their protections from litigation. All of a sudden, it seemed like it was some giant trap. I think the fish admiral needs to be in almost every newscast. You know, the fish admiral from Star Wars, he needs to be just off to the side. It's a trap! This whistleblower is working and is backed by the same legal team that spearheaded Trump's first impeachment. Her legal team is the same group of lawyers that advised the anonymous Ukraine whistleblower, who reportedly turned out to be then Vice President Joe Biden's top advisor on the country. She also is represented by a company called Bryson Gillette, helmed by a raft of Democratic operatives who are providing her with strategic communication guidance and helping her run what one Republican called an incredibly well-orchestrated communications campaign. That's according to the Free Beacon. Burton is on the board of the Center for Humane Technology, which has waged an all-out war with Facebook. By the way, Bill Burton, he was Obama's deputy press secretary. Oh, he's also advising this whistleblower. Oh, and the White House press secretary, Jen Psaki, worked at one point with him, with the Center for Humane Technology. Oh, wait a minute. They're the ones making these videos. This whistleblower is a documented leftist. She has previously alleged racial and gender bias at her previous employers, Gigster and Google. Well, gosh, why? Why would they do this? What is her real motive? Well, she just, conservatives, you should line up and be with her. If you look through her FEC data, it shows that she's personally donated to the leftist people and organizations 36 times. Act Blue, AOC. By the way, AOC, coincidentally, very vocal in calling for the breakup of Facebook. All the world is a stage. And every man and woman are merely players. I am tired of being played. I will do my own homework. So it is not. So us mere puppets don't come and go at the bidding of vast, formless things that shift the scenery to and fro.